So here we have on the screen differences between primary market and secondary market. As last class we had discussed what is primary market, what is the features, what is secondary market and its features. So let's begin with the meaning. Now primary market, as already discussed, it is a market for new issue of securities. That means the first time the company has been issuing. On the other hand, what is secondary market? It is trading of securities which have already been issued. Okay, trading of securities which have already been issued. So that means first the company is issued in the primary market and later those securities move in the secondary market in order for trading purpose. Second, the regulatory authority. Activities in primary market is governed by SEBI as well as the Companies Act. Now we know Securities Exchange Board of India is the regulatory or the apex authority in order to manage the new issue of securities or the trading of the same, as well as the Companies Act. For the secondary market, it is regulated by the bylaws of stock exchange and SEBI. I explained to you what is bylaws. Bylaws means the rules laid down by for the effective functioning of one's institution. I repeat, bylaws are the rules or regulations laid down by one's institution for its own efficient functioning. For an example, as a company, I would make sure that I would fix the work timings of my employees. I would fix the leisure period of my employees. I would fix when they have to take off, or what is the procedure in order to take a leave, to grant a leave, etc. So these small rules and regulation that the company sets for its own employees in order for the company to work efficiently are called as bylaws. In the same manner, stock exchange, that is BSE, NSE or other regional stock exchanges, set their own rules and regulations. The purpose is for efficient functioning, okay, for proper functioning of stock exchange. Number 3, price determination. As we know, primary market, where is the price fixed, or who fixes the price is the issuing company. If ABC company is going public, that is, it is having IPO, initial public offering, then the ABC company will fix the price of the each share, maybe 100 rupees per share or even 1000 rupees per share. What happens in secondary market? Who determines the prices here? It is the demand and supply forces. Okay, the demand for a particular company or the amount of supply for a particular company shares in the stock exchange. Number 4, price fluctuation. Does the price change or fluctuate in primary market? Definitely not. It is fixed. If ABC company is issuing shares at 100 rupees per share, that is fixed. It does not increase nor does not decrease. What happens in secondary market? Because you are trading the existing stocks or shares, the prices are tend to fluctuate. Because do you think the demand is going to be the same as it was yesterday, today? No. Every particular hour or every few minutes, the stocks demand and supply tend to change. So that is why even the prices are tend to fluctuate. Involvement of companies. Now yes, as we say, primary market, companies are directly involved as shares are sold by the company directly. Now because ABC company is directly issuing its shares to the public, company is involved. Whereas in secondary market, there is no involvement of companies. It is just the trading of securities based on demand and supply forces. Number 6, type of company. All types of companies can issue new shares, whether listed or unlisted. So whether you want to list your company on the stock exchange or not, you can always start issuing securities to your public. Unless you are a recognized company under the Companies Act, you have gone through all the legal procedures under the SEBI Act, etc., you can issue, whether whatever type of company you are. When you're coming to secondary market, only if your companies are listed, okay, only if your companies are listed on the stock exchange, then the company's shares can be traded. Number 7, geographical location. There is no fixed geographical location for new issue market. The issuing companies have offices at different locations. So, if a company is located at Jammu and Kashmir, or a company is situated at Delhi or Kanyakumari, wherever the company is situated, from there the companies will issue shares. So, absolutely there is no one particular fixed location for primary market. Wherever the company is situated, that is where the primary market begins. What about secondary market? For secondary market, there is a perfect location. Okay, there is a location called as stock exchange. Okay, for an example, NSE or BSE, it is situated in Mumbai. Okay, so that way there is a fixed location for secondary market. Number 8, buying and selling between. So between whom is the purchase and sale of securities under primary market? It is between the company, that is the issuing company, and the public. Okay, it is between the issuing company and the public. Secondary market, it is among various investors in the stock exchange. Is that clear? It is only among the investors. Number 9, intermediaries. Are there intermediaries? Major intermediaries in primary market are registrar to the issue, merchant bankers, underwriters, collection banks, debenture trustees, portfolio managers, etc. Now, all these people or institutions are involved in order for a company to go for IPO, that is initial public offering. So, any company for the first time when they are going public, they need the support and help of all these people or these institutions, that is collection banks, debenture trustees, portfolio managers, etc. What are the intermediaries used in secondary market? They are brokers, sub-brokers or jobbers, etc. As I told, if you cannot yourself trade in the stock exchange, you can appoint a broker and the broker will trade on behalf of you. So, these are the only a few intermediaries in secondary market. The last difference between is financing to companies. So, definitely primary market funds are raised for financing companies, either because the company wants to expand the business or the company wants to diversify their business. On the opposite, secondary market, no funds are raised for company, only buying and selling of securities is done among the investors. So, particularly IPO is raised for what? For using the capital for expansion or diversification purpose. But in the secondary market, the existing securities just gets traded among the different investors. So, these are the main differences between the primary as well as the secondary market. In the question paper, they may ask you, explain the difference between new issue market and the stock exchange. Can you see on the top in the brackets what it is written? So, they might not use the words primary and secondary, but they might use the words new issue market and stock exchange. Okay, those are the other words for primary and secondary market. So, you don't have to wonder why these topics not being told. These are just the other names. Okay, so these are the 10 different bases on which the markets are differentiated based on the meaning, regulatory authority, price determination, price fluctuation, involvement of companies, type of company, geographical location, buying and selling between that company and the traders, intermediaries, and financing of companies. Hope the entire topic, this is a very important one where they ask you for section C for 15 marks. So, you have to exactly explain as it is you see it on the screen. Got it? So, moving on to the types of stock exchanges. First is NSE, National Stock Exchange. So this was introduced or established in the year 1992 and it was recognized in the year 1993 and it started fully functioning in the year 1994. So this the above what we call for NSE is called as Nifty. Okay, so that is where the standard is measured by the NSE stock exchange. So Nifty is the abbreviation of National Stock Exchange 50. It is the benchmark index of NSE comprising 50 stocks. So whatever we see on the news that NSE has raised so many points, has closed by so many points, has opened by so many points, etc. I'm going to talk about the average movement about the securities of the 50 stocks that have been listed on the National Stock Exchange. Is that clear? So that is about the Nifty 50, which is the index of NSE. What is the purpose? It is committed to improve the financial well-being of people. Definitely we want, as SEBI and let's say the Companies Act would want to focus, the companies are providing the financial well-being of people, that making sure the people's investments are not being cheated or people's investment are not misused, but it is established to improve the financial well-being. Vision of NSE to continue to be a leader and establish global presence and facilitate financial well-being of people. So it not only wants to flourish or make sure it is efficiently working in India, but across, having a global presence is the vision of NSE. Let's look at the highlights. Now NSE was the India's largest financial market and the fourth largest market by the trading volume. What do you mean by trading volume? That is the number of companies listed and how many companies' securities are or shares are being traded on the exchange. That is what I'm talking about, the trading volume. How many shares of how many companies are being traded. So NSE becomes India's largest financial market. So this was the first exchange in India to provide modern, fully automated electronic trading. So until then, what was happening? Until then, BSE or other regulatory exchanges was trading in paper form. You got it? So everything was in the paper form. You had to get a proper paper certificate, or in order to sell, everything was a paper format. Only with NSE was the first one to introduce electronic trading. Now what you call it as e-trading, correct? E-trading. You can just open a demat account or you can start trading on the website of NSE, etc. So who introduced the system of e-trading? It was NSE. So it is the largest private wide area network in India. It has been a pioneer in Indian financial market, being the first electronic limit order book to trade derivatives and ETFs. So they not only trade shares and securities of various companies, they also trade derivatives. Okay, what are derivatives? Those are financial instruments whose values are derived from the underlying asset. For an example, I'm sure you've come across this. Forwards, futures, swaps, options. You remember these? These are the different types of derivatives and electronic traded funds. ETF stands for electronic traded funds. And this the automated trading of NSE is called as NEAT, N-E-A-T, which stands for National Exchange for Automated Trading. Okay, they might ask you for a 2 marker. Expand NEAT. So that stands for National Exchange for Automated Trading. BSE. This is the next exchange that we'll be discussing. This is the logo of how BSE looks. So Bombay Stock Exchange, as we know, is the first and the largest securities market in India, which was established in 1875. 1995. You remember when was NSE established? In the year 1992. So which was the first stock exchange established in India? BSE. BSE is the oldest stock exchange. Okay. So what is the index of BSE? It is called as Sensex. Sensex is the benchmark index of NSE, and it is derived from the words sensitive and index. Now, as I told, NSE, what was the index? Nifty. How many stocks does it comprise? 50 stocks. BSE, Sensex comprises of how many stocks? 30 stocks. Next, vision of BSE. Emerged as a premier Indian stock exchange. Premier means was the first, the initiator. Okay. Indian stock exchange with best in class global practice and technology, product innovation and customer service. So from where BSE started, you can go back and Google it, the history of BSE, how it all started under the banyan tree. From where it started to where it is leading now, definitely it has adapted itself to a global practice with innovation every year and also improving on the customer service. So what are the highlights of BSE? As we told, it was established in 1875, okay, and it is the Asia's first exchange. Remember that BSE is not only India's first but also Asia's first exchange and largest securities market. Now, what has BSE, contributed towards the India's economy? It has been instrumental in developing India's capital market. Now, we already know what is capital market, which provides long-term capital to companies and institutions. So, that way BSE has given that efficient platform for the corporate sector to raise capital. It is also known for its electronic trading system that provides fast and efficient trade execution. So, the BSE enables investors to trade in equities, currencies, debt instruments, derivatives and mutual funds. These are the various types of instruments traded on BSE. It also provides other important capital market trading services such as risk management and clearing settlement. So, in order you have a lump sum investment and you do not know if you have to put into complete one industry and the industry collapses, you end up with loss. So, BSE also enables you or helps you as investors with risk management. So, how do I manage my risk? Not losing my entire money when the market is having some ups and downs. How do I manage the risk? So, that's about BSE. So, this is the last exchange for the chapter, that is OTCEI, right? So, they might again ask you what is the expansion of OTCEI. It stands for Over the Counter Exchange of India. So, this has been incorporated under the section 25 of the Companies Act. It has been recognized under the Securities Contract Regulation Act. So, all the stocks listed in the exchange enjoy the same benefit as other listed securities enjoy. So, we know BSE and NSE was established for large companies, right? But what about the small and tiny industry like small scale industries or medium scale industries? For you to be registered or listed in NSE, BSE, there are certain conditions that you need to fulfill. Let's say the amount of share capital or the number of years of existence in the market, etc. But there are few companies which are running on a very, very small scale, but they also want to be traded on the stock exchange. So, it is not possible with NSE and BSE. So, OTCEI was set up to provide small and medium companies. You understand? NSE and BSE is for those large established companies, but OTCEI is meant for the small and medium companies. For what? For them to access the capital market for raising finance in the cost effective manner. Then it was also meant to provide investors convenient, transparent and effective avenue for capital market investment. So basically OTCI want to provide the same kind of services, the same kind of functions as the NSE and BSE provides for large companies. OTCI just focuses on the small scale investors or companies. So it was a fully computerized and transparent and a single window exchange which commenced in the year 1992. So NSE and OTCI was established in the same year 1992. Okay, on only BSE was the oldest stock exchange established in the year 1875. What is the objective? To provide quicker liquidity for securities at a fixed and fair prices. A simplified process of buying and selling and at cheaper means of making public sale of new issues. So it is making sure that these small scale or medium scale companies are not left out of the capital market. These companies can also access the capital market with the platform of OTCEI. So what are the highlights? OTCI is an Indian electronic stock exchange composed of what? Please note that word, only small and medium scale companies. What is the purpose? The purpose is to assist or help the smaller companies to raise capital, because these small scale companies or medium scale companies cannot be listed on NSE or cannot be listed on BSE. What is the reason? Because they are unable to meet the stock exchange requirements. I would say, what are the requirements? The amount of share capital or the number of years in the existence in the market. So OTCI implements specific capitalization rules that make it suited for small and medium sized companies while preventing large companies from being listed. So if your company wants to be listed on OTCI, you have to again fulfill the conditions laid down by the OTCI. These conditions can be fulfilled only by the small and medium scale, because they have framed the rules in such a manner. So who are the key players in this market or in the stock exchange? Brokers, market makers, custodians and transfer agents. That means these are the types of people who belong to the management of capital under the small scale and the medium scale enterprises. Got it? So today we have discussed the difference between primary and secondary market, and we have discussed the three different stock exchanges: National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange and the OTCI, that is over the counter exchange of India, which is exclusively meant for the small and medium scale enterprises. Is that clear to all of you? So on that note, we complete the entire syllabus of Indian financial markets and institutions.